Now that we figured out a way past Meathead here, let's see what we've unlocked. More than enough to please a woman. Yeah, he sure is. Oh, yeah, that's right. I'm still rocking the boombox. I'm so curious to see what else is going to happen on this drunken, drug-fueled binge evening as we get past midnight here. So is this what it opened up? I think so. Now, is this my music? It is. Okay. I just wanted to confirm that it was in fact my music. So what do we have here? Like an office, or this looks like someone's apartment or bedroom. Every worker equals member of the board is written at the top of the flyers. And at the bottom, the union logo and demand democracy. This is a Dewey typewriter. The model name is on the back. Okay. A standard office file cabinet. The drawers seem to be locked.
On second glance, someone has forgotten to properly close one of the drawers.
Whoopsies.
It's unfortunate for the union to just leave their paperwork lying around like this.
Unfortunate for them.
Let's see what's inside, he thinks.
Open the drawer. There's no one around, right?
The drawer opens smoothly. Inside is a well-organized selection of brown folders.
We are the law, so we're allowed to do this. Let's browse through the folders.
Hundreds of documents containing logistical data. Two kinds of transactions stand out. Materials coming into Revachol from the outside world, from Muindi, Grad, and even Ilmara. And the same materials being handed over to companies inside Revachol. Kuron, Coal City, La Delta, and Jamrock are listed among the many districts where the imports are being sold.
So this is presumably the material for making drugs, right? Anything interesting?
It's hard to make sense of this thicket of company names, dates, quantities, and percentages. You try to focus, but the lines are getting blurry.
It's got a volition check. Oh, you got a really good chance at this. Force yourself to go through the folders.
Whatever's hidden here is hidden well. Concentration isn't enough. Only a trained accountant with a background in logistics would be able to really make sense of it. However, there is a little handwritten note stuck on the side of the drawer.
I was going to say, that doesn't really sound like us. What? A trained accountant with a background in logistics? Nah. Let's check out the note.
It appears to be a to-do list written in large, uneven capital letters. Remember, Leo, Everart's shoes, special whirling borscht, water Everart's plants, sweep office floor, more banners.
Okay. Is this important? I'm screenshotting it. Because I'm not going to be able to remember that, but I mean... Special whirling borscht.
All items on the list have been crossed out, and the note itself is crumpled.
Turn to the lieutenant. Look, Kim, a to-do note with a list of errands for Everard.
Everard Clare, probably. The head of the Debarders Union. One of his aides must have left it. Nothing incriminating here.
I was going to say, like, is it like, what's the big deal with this note? Just seems like regular, maybe the shoes? Something in the shoes? Just seems like regular everyday things.
The special borscht seems a bit odd in the list.
Okay. Yeah, that did kind of grab me too. I'm sure they're talking about the whirling, like the hotels, borscht, whirling in rags. Is that the name of the place? Logic.
What is so special about this borscht? Code for drugs, booze, blood.
Okay. Oh my God, guys! I think putting that point into electrochemistry. Did that make me pass that? Because I assume it adds your bonus to your roll. I would have failed without that point. It's a good thing we did all those drugs. Take another look at the note.
Remember, Leo, Everart's shoes, special whirling borscht, water Everart's plants, sweep office floor, more banners.
Maybe there's like ESSWB. No. SWB? Does SWB mean something?
All items on the list have been crossed out, and the note itself is crumpled.
I thought we were discovering something. That's why this is an option. What did we learn there then? I guess just that it could be booze or drugs.
The drawer slides shut smoothly.
Okay. Someone left the coffee machine on. The dark liquid in the pot looks almost sentient. Let's zoom in because this is like an enclosed area. I like to zoom in when we can. Now this looks like the symbol. Wait, is that the same book? La Fumée, Volume 1, Number 4. Use yeah, okay. That looked like the symbol for communism. Took me a second to think of it. Okay. The leading intellectual organ of Martinez communism. Okay. That's an interesting, I guess, organization? Is that what organ? It's interesting that they use that word organ. Huh. Offers a radical Mazovian perspective on a range of contemporary issues. The cover features a stylized portrait of the late King Frisell, with a pair of white antlers growing out of his head. Interact. Now, we can read books to pass time. Is this what it means by interact?
The front of this quarterly journal features a large satirical portrait of the late King Frisell. From the sides of his head, a pair of white antlers spread to the corners of the cover.
So we got why Frisell. Flip through the pages, see what catches your eye. Why Frisell?
Because Frisell was incompetent, foolish, and cruel. In short, the embodiment of everything the communards wished to overthrow.
Okay.
It's satire, you see.
Okay, flip through the pages, see what catches your eye.
To your disappointment, there aren't any full-color pictures to direct your attention.
God damn it!
Just column after column of closely set text.
They know I can't read.
Interrupted occasionally by little doodles in black and white. After rifling the pages with your thumb several times, you return to the table of contents. The magazine is divided into several sections: international developments, Kunst und Kultur, and local concerns. Just inside the cover, there's also an editor's note.
Start from the top, editor's note.
Comrade, as you know, this journal takes its name from Mazov's immortal expression, du cristal à la fumée. This was his way of describing the way the rigid, crystalline structures of capitalist ideology turn to smoke under communism. But, like the structures of capitalist ideology, we too are at risk of going à la fumée, unlike many publications which are content to spoon-feed their readers reassuring drivel. La Fumée is committed to telling the radical truth, even when that truth may drive away potential subscribers.
Only 4 issues in, and it sounds like they've already alienated their leadership. Their readership.
So please, if you value our radical Mazovian perspective on contemporary politics, culture, and international affairs, please consider subscribing today. Yours in struggle, the editors.
Play it cool, pretend everything's in order. Does it look what we're wearing? Does it look like we're playing it cool? Kim, I think it's a communist magazine.
What do you expect? It was laying around the office of the Debarders Union. They're probably bankrolling the thing.
You flip back to the front of the magazine. The table of contents unfolds before you.
International developments?
This section includes a long, tedious critique of the latest round of free trade negotiations between the EPIS nations and the Free State of Semenine. You also skip over an article about heavy fuel oil smuggling along the Messina border. Something about bear wrestling in Samara, book riots in Yugograd.
Let's go to Samara. I want to wrestle some bears and get my physique up.
Face it, you really aren't interested in foreign affairs. You're not even sure where most of these countries are.
That makes sense.
You flip back to the front of the magazine.
Let's get back to the bears.
The table of contents unfolds before you.
Kunst und Kultur.
It takes a moment, but gradually it dawns on you that Kunst und Kultur must mean arts and culture.
Why they decided to title this one section in Walder is beyond you. So Walder is like German, I guess? Germanish. It's so interesting that, so this game doesn't take place, it takes place on like an Earth-like planet or whatever, right? But it's not actually Earth. Like, it's not like historical or anything. It's a totally different thing. But it's just like, it's taking like concepts, political concepts, blah, 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 from our society, but then changing them a bit. But some of the stuff's exactly the same. Some of the stuff's totally different. It's basically just taking like, German and calling it Walder.
It evokes a sense of recognition and fellowship among those privileged enough to understand.
Assuming that's supposed to be German or a German-ish language. I mean, maybe it's something else. I don't know.
As you leaf through this section, you come across several reviews of recent radio plays, as well as a brief artist spotlight featuring a local artist identified only as CS. The main feature, though, is a long essay titled Tip Top Tournée, a critical Mazovian perspective.
Let's read the profile of CS.
This so-called artist spotlight is really just a brief Q&A, made all the briefer by the subject's evident hostility to her interviewer. That certainly sounds like a certain delinquent youth who likes to harass you from her balcony.
Oh! That's the that artist that was painting the wall? For a second there I was like, Kuno? But then it was, I don't think there's a lot of magazines lining up to interview Kuno. Just a moment, what is this tip-top tournée?
The actual article is surprisingly light on details, but after skimming a page or two, you gather that it has something to do with motor carriage racing. If you don't follow it, you only ever hear about the ludicrous sponsorships and obscene death toll.
All right, let's see what the communists have to say about tip-top.
You think you're settling in for a relaxing recap of the most recent season, maybe sprinkled with some nice anecdotes about a few of the more colorful drivers. Instead, you find yourself skimming a 10,000-word feature about all the politically problematic aspects of Tip Top Tournée.
Wait, what's wrong with tip-top?
Where to even start?
Oh, God.
For one, there's the crass commercialism of its sponsorships. And then there's the practically criminal emphasis on deadly motor crashes.
I like that in in the age of gaming that we're in, this game decides to do a half an hour to an hour of dialogue just talking about how communists think about random things in a magazine. Okay. Who wrote this stuff?
Oddly enough, this article has two bylines. Nasteb Encolada Bernal and Exilus Buka.
This game, it eschews everything that's popular in gaming. It's just going the exact opposite direction. Most people would just be like, this is boring as fuck, right? or I think big, especially big publishers or whatever would think that people would think that this is boring as fuck. But I find it really interesting.
There's no way those are real names.
Wait, why are they real names?
Have you ever met anyone named Exilus? Come on, they're plainly pseudonyms.
Well, we also don't recognize any of the countries from the world, right? So what's so bad about sponsorships?
Under capitalism, the article says, every pursuit has its price. Every pleasure, even one as elemental as the joy of racing others around a track, is reduced to an advertising opportunity.
Yeah.
Thus, the so-called tourney becomes a competition between increasingly meaningless brand signifiers. Your discount laundry detergent racing against a pack of Astra cigarettes, or even a fritter.
Right, but then you get to see them crash.
And that precisely is what's problematic about it. Were it not for the promise of random, spectacular violence, audiences would quickly lose interest. At the end of the day, it's the destruction of these 750,000 real races that you're really watching for.
Wow, you're right. I really am just in it for the violence.
You see, one cannot avoid the conclusion that Tip Top Tourney is simply the apotheosis of spectacular entertainment under capitalism.
Kim, did you know Tip Top Tourney is actually an orgiastic ritual of capitalistic destruction? I had no idea. Kim, the article says that no one really watches Tip Top Tourney for the races. This is a far more interesting thing to pick.
I can safely say the thought had never crossed my mind, Detective.
Lieutenant furrows his brow. I wonder what else is really just a metaphor for life under capitalism.
I'm sure most things are, if the young men who wrote this article are to be believed.
Yeah.
If I had to wager, I'd say they've never even seen the inside of a motor, much less a motor race. I take whatever they write with a large grain of salt.
It's interesting that when you really get into something, you see everything through that lens, right?
You flip back to the front of the magazine. The table of contents unfolds before you.
Let's see what they mean. Actually, the local concerns is what I'm probably most interested in.
Unsurprisingly, much of this section is taken up with articles declaring unqualified support for the dock workers' strike. You skim the headlines. Paint the harbor red and white. Martinez tames the wild pines. A city in revolt.
Wild Pines was the
First, we take Martinez.
big corporation, right?
Then we take La Delta. Finally, there's a brief article by the writer, G. Martin, accusing the owner of the Capeside Apartments of illegally attempting to evict certain communist tenants simply for not having paid their rent.
G. Martin. I feel like George R.R. Martin? I was going to say, I feel like I recognize that name, but I think it's just because it's G. Martin. It's George R.R. Martin, kind of. Damn communists should have killed a lot of them when they had the chance. If it weren't for the Wild Pines, all those moochers would be out of a job. Charging rent just to live somewhere is pretty outrageous. Wouldn't it be better for everyone if labor and capital could reach some reasonable accommodation? So this is like, how does the character feel about this? Why should I care? This doesn't have anything to do with me. This is where I like to put some thought into it, because this is like a character moment. I don't think we've really demonstrated this kind of feeling before. Doesn't mean we can't now, though. If it weren't for the Wild Pines, all this we should be able to. Charging rent just to live somewhere is pretty outrageous. Yeah, actually, I kind of agree with that.
The writer G. Martin remarks dryly that capitalists love wealth redistribution, so long as it's only redistributed upward.
That's true.
You flip back to the front of
to
the magazine.
a certain degree.
The table of contents unfolds before you.
All right, I think we're done here. Maybe I should have gone for communism. I don't know, though. I don't think my character is like... I feel like he's not grand. He's not that into the political world so far, right? He's more into like... Yeah, like the paranatural world is something that he's more interested in. And into himself. Okay, what else do we have? I think I looked at all this stuff, right? Okay. Tasks. I think the done one was from... the race enigma thing. What is this? Some other book? Le Jardin 21. Could pawn that off. 450. This laminated postcard offers a glimpse across the river. A little more than a decade after the war, the eastern bank is already fully renovated. The hillsides are lush with gardens and residences. Someone's parked a small beige airship by the fountain. This postcard will sell for a pretty penny. That looks nice. Okay, 450. Oh my god, that'll get us there, everybody. Why am I running? Got some magnesium. Neat office shades. Am I wearing anything for glasses? Oh, I'm wearing those glasses. Oh, we lose authority though. Oh, yeah, that's definitely us. Drama again, what was that? Lie, detect lies. I don't mind losing that. Reconstruct crime scenes, make laws of physics work for the law. Yeah, I like that. Okay. The radio's emitting strange buzzing sounds. Oh, we can go upstairs. What's this?
An imposing combination of a punch clock and a payphone is looking down at you from the wall. A note on the side says, "Tokens unavailable due to strike. Use change."
Okay.
The machine swallows your coin and seems to be waiting for your next move.
Challenging interfacing. Let your muscle memory dial a random number? Oh, long way home. Oh. This might be so that we can call our house? Okay, I kind of feel like interfacing. I assume I can come back. It is a white check also. Okay, let's try it then. Let's try it.
It's unclear whether you actually have muscle memory. Right now, your finger is just drawing vaguely occult patterns in the air.
Wait, occult patterns? Useful patterns?
Undoubtedly, no.
I might try this again later.
Sure, why not? Muscle memory is a tricky thing.
So interfacing. I feel like this is an opportunity where, like, I might put on some clothes to remind me of home. If I have anything. I don't think I do, though. Oh, I do! Is this the electrochemistry? Now, I think this lets me do it again because I've upped my interfacing.
The already familiar
No,
cold
it's
touch of
locked. So I have to,
welcomes you
there
as
has
you
to be
pick
some
up
event
the
or I need
handset.
to put points in interfacing. Okay. So I'll put the gloves on to do it next time. Wonder why I mean, I don't mind it, but I wonder why all of a sudden I'm running by default. Is it caps lock? Ah, caps lock makes you run by default. I want to walk. Let's put our proper gloves on. The pants. Oh, electrochemistry. Oh yeah, they both give electrochemistry. Okay, I remember now. Let's go upstairs. Oh yeah.
The tarpaulin cloak is still hanging on the railing. The white rectangle of the Revachol Citizens Militia is clearly visible on its back.
This like goes back to one of like the first fucking episodes. Grab it.
As your fingers touch the tarpaulin, it almost feels like the cloak wants to deliver a message of comfort through your fingertips.
Check the pockets for the fucking badge.
I will shield you from the elements and give my life for yours. That's what the cloak is relaying.
Oh yeah. Oh, okay. Esprit de Corps +1 and +1 shivers. Ooh, I like it. Oh, oh, you can rotate your character. Now we are the law. Okay. I feel like pants don't really work anymore. And the shirt? We gotta wear the white tank top. Sorry. Gotta wear the white tank top with that, right? Oh. Nah, I think we're gonna be a pro. Okay, this is what we're rolling with. The shoes. I haven't found any shoes, right? Okay. Okay, okay. All around you, great machines in quiescence. I don't know what that means. A composite eye of halogen lights watches you, emitting a low buzz. Is this like an elevator of some kind? Wild pines. White pine trees are printed onto the screen, covering. Looks like a forest under snow. Okay, I want to check out over here first, because maybe this is like a elevator, or maybe it's a crane that brings you across, like a gondola. At least 3 packs worth of cigarette butts. Numerous empty bottles of Commodore Red and potent Pilsner. Is there someone in here?
This is the night watchman's booth. The name on the door reads, René Arnaud.
Oh, that's the soldier. The old soldier, right? So this is where René works. I'm gonna look around.
If you must. But please hurry. We are pretty easy to spot up here.
Nothing incriminating catches your eye. The cabinets are clean and their sparse contents meticulously organized. There's a framed photograph on the table.
I think we're leaving the picture alone. That's kind of fucking weird. I know we're weird, but I feel like we're not that kind of weird.
Let's get going. The entire neighborhood can see us up here.
It's 1:30, man. I don't... now that I think about it, I might have missed something in the washroom downstairs.
A rusting control panel with several knobs. 2 buttons marked Marche and Arrête
Go and
are
stop.
faded with use. It seems to control the large crane above. A container is attached to its hook block. Allumer on, éteindre off.
Sure. On, off. On.
With a loud grind, the crane shifts overhead, moving a massive metal container through the air.
Oh, it's putting it down. Does that allow us to, like, walk across? Uh-oh. Kind of teetering.
And with a surprisingly quiet thunk, the crane places the container down. This crane was built with a purpose, which has now been fulfilled.
Oh, nice.
To move this container.
Yeah, that's good. That feels good. What's inside the container?
Who can say? All you know is, it's special.
I can't see how that was worth the wreckers. except for seeing the crane in action, which I admit was satisfying.
Let's not... let's leave. Let's go check it out, because I don't know what Adet's going to do. It might just lift it back up. Yes! Oh, but we can't get in. Oh, maybe this opens it? You see faded industrial lettering on the platform. Kabulsund. Oh, I can interact with it. I assume we're gonna
Before
fight
you stands a cargo
drug
container,
stuff.
just one of many in the yard.
Lieutenant, I think there's something special about this container. This is what I live for. He's sort of like... We're totally projecting onto this container.